Sifiso Ndebele was 25. A virgin. Not because she wasn't beautiful. Not because men didn't try. But because she believed love was sacred. She was raised in a strict Ndebele home where marriage was not a game. Her mother used to say, "Indoda yoko izakuba yisatanzi soko." Your husband will be your shadow and your protection. So she waited. She prayed. She kept herself. When she met Tholani Dube, 29, tall, confident, well-dressed, speaking softly like a gentleman, she believed heaven had finally answered her. He opened doors. He quoted the Bible. He called her a wife even before lobola discussions. She never saw anything suspicious. For 8 months, he was perfect. Or maybe, she was in love. On their 9-month anniversary, they got married. Her friends, Nometa and Bilitha, were worried. "Isn't it too fast?" they asked. Sifiso laughed. "You girls wouldn't understand love. You are always chasing money." She felt chosen. Special. But sometimes, when you think you know, you don't. The first signs. The first 2 weeks of marriage were beautiful. Her first night as a wife felt like crossing into womanhood. She gave herself fully, body, heart, everything she had kept for 25 years. She felt proud. Then slowly, something shifted. Tholani started sleeping with his back facing her. He smiled at his phone more than at her. Typing. Erasing. Typing again. When she asked, he pulled her close. "Relax. You are my world. I will never cheat on you. Stop overthinking." She wanted to believe him. One evening while doing laundry, she saw it. Bright red lipstick. On his white shirt. Her heart didn't just break, it dropped. When she confronted him, he didn't even panic. "You're being insecure. I work with women." I was comforting her. "She's going through a lot. Do you want to control me?" Sifiso felt ashamed for even asking. Then came unfamiliar perfume. Late nights. Phone always on silent. And one morning, she saw marks on his neck. He laughed. "It's an allergy." She forced herself to nod. But deep inside, something cracked. The friend who taught him disrespect. Tholani had 2 friends. Mandla and Kawani. Mandla spoke loudly about being a real man. "A wife is like a doormat," Mandla would say. "She agrees to whatever you say. A man can marry 10 women. She must smile and say thank you. Don't ask permission from a woman. Be a man." He laughed at Sifiso's softness. Kawani was different. "Respect your wife," he told Tholani. "She's a good woman. But pride loves the loud voice." Tholani stopped listening to Kawani. He listened to Mandla. And the cruelty began. Humiliation. Tholani became louder. "Remember who is the man of this house," he would shout. He started coming home late without explanation. Then one night, he didn't just cheat quietly. He brought the woman home. "Prepare us something to eat," he told Sifiso calmly. "We are hungry. And change the bedding. I don't want my sweet Caroline catching your diseases." Diseases. The word hit her like a slap. Then he pointed to the floor. "You can sleep there." He locked the bedroom door. The laughter. The kissing. The sounds. Sifiso lay on the cold floor, her first and only husband with another woman in the next room. She covered her ears. But she could still hear everything. That night something inside her died. The slow disappearing. The neighbors began whispering. Tholani is out of control. He didn't hide his affairs anymore. He was proud of them. Sifiso became thin. She stopped doing her hair. She stopped looking in mirrors. Sometimes she would sit alone and ask herself, what did I do wrong? She had saved herself for marriage. She had prayed. She had obeyed. Why was she not enough? The visit. One afternoon, no matter visited. She froze when she saw Sifiso. You look sick, she whispered. Sifiso broke down completely. The shame. The humiliation. The pain of giving your first time to a man who treats you like nothing. No matter held her hand. There is someone who can help, she said quietly. Kulumaplanka in Shabalala. Sifiso didn't believe in such things. But pain makes you consider anything. Kulumaplanka. The old healer looked at her for a long time before speaking. Your husband's spirit is restless, he said sadly. There is darkness around him. Then he gave her a small wrapped package. Use only a little, he warned. Too much can break a man completely. She nodded. But she wasn't thinking about balance. She was thinking about survival. The reversal. 2 days later. Tholani woke up at 4 a.m. He cleaned the house. Cooked. Washed clothes. Even washed her underwear gently. Good morning, madam, he said softly. Sifiso stood frozen. He apologized for everything. For shouting. For breathing too loudly. For blinking too much. For existing. The proud man became small. Very small. He stopped going out. Stopped answering calls. Forgot to go to work. When Mandla came, he chased him away angrily. Don't ever come back here. He followed Sifiso everywhere. At church. At the shops. At the gate. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. The neighborhood whispered again. Is he sick? His eyes looked empty. Like something inside him had been switched off. Fear. This wasn't satisfaction. It was terrifying. He stopped sleeping unless she told him to. If she stepped outside, he panicked. If she cried, he knelt. One night she woke up and found him sitting beside the bed, watching her breathe. She felt trapped. This wasn't love. This wasn't power. This was something broken. Too late. She ran back to Chebalala. But Kulumaplanka had passed away. The hut was empty. Villagers whispered, he died last week. Sifiso felt the world spin. No antidote. No guidance. Nothing. The years after. Tholani never became himself again. He lost his job. Lost his friends. Lost his pride. He became dependent. Quiet. Obedient. Sifiso had control. But she lost the man completely. Sometimes at night, she would stare at him sitting silently in the corner. And she would whisper. Was the abuse worse, or is this worse? Because she didn't just punish his cheating. She erased him.